can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one. Yeah, susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
We are back. We are back. We are back in full effect. How we doing tonight, people? Shout out to the CIA. Hey Siri. Candlelight. How we doing tonight, people? Happy Halloween Eve. All Hallows Eve. EVE. It's been a hellified day. And the night promises to be even better. Because we're going to get straight into it. But before we get into it, people, do me a favor. All I ask is one thing. You keep the engagement up over 50%. Likes, dislikes, whatever is clever. Just make sure you hit the like button or the dislike button on the way in, because if I look around and I see that they're not there, you're going to hear something that sounds a lot like this. And if you don't want to hear that loud rock song blaring in your ears, then do me a favor. Make it to where I don't have to play it. The title of the show: Is there a shortage of good men or high value men or of women? Do we have enough husbands or do we have enough wives? That's the question. Do we have enough husbands or wives? You know, everyone always wants to talk about this whole thing, the scripture from the Bible: he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor with the Lord. But the premise is that the woman is already a wife. And we know today, men and women are not being raised to be husbands, wives, couples. And here's the thing. Men have traditionally never been raised to be husbands. We've been trained to survive, to provide. And a wife finds her way into the life of a man and she nests. That's what's typically going on. You like the frames? Those are called the Fitzgerald. But let me take these off. They're tinted. I don't want to wear tinted indoors. So, got to ask the question, seeing as though times have changed, human beings really haven't. Back in the day, women of the village, the elders, used to raise up the women when they got to be marrying age. Before they even got to be marrying age, women made sure that women knew how to do basic stuff: cooking, cleaning, helping with the children of the family, all these kind of things. Back when I was in high school, they even had a class called home economics, where women actually went to school to learn how to do domestic stuff. Well, that ended years ago. So now we have a group of women, 40 years of women.
I'm a PhD.
Who have PhDs, dogs, and a bunch of other stuff, but no domestic skills. Just in general. Shout out to my boy Theo. 1, 2, 3. Theo, I will have your song by Monday for sure. So we have an entire group of women who, through no fault of their own, I mean, when you were little girls, your mothers didn't put you in home ec. There was no home ec. You were told to get out there and compete with the boys. You went and played sports and all this other kind of stuff. But all the things that your mother and your grandmother and women from time immemorial learned how to do, women didn't learn how to do. So here's the thing. You know what that relates to, ladies? It relates to the same thing where so many men, like myself, didn't have fathers in the household. And we had to learn how to be fathers without watching it, without seeing it. So the world didn't give us a break. And my thing is to the ladies, should the world give you a break? The question is there a shortage of high value men or women? See, notice when we have this high value conversation, and I notice some of my detractors, they're often talking about, well, high value men are only X percentage of the population. Duh. I say that all the time. I know high value men are rare. But what's more rare? A high value man or a good woman? Now, on Monday, I will be laying out the definition of a high value woman. Oh, yeah, I got it. But high value women, high value men, in a perfect world, yes, there is a pairing. But in our world, what people consider to be high value is professional. Your PhD.
I'm a PhD.
Your income. And those things aren't necessarily high value. But more on that on Monday. The question is there a shortage of high value men or of wives? Let's just get there. Because I don't want to say women, good women. Let's just go straight to it. Is there a shortage of high value men or wives? Let's change the title because that makes it a hell of a lot more clear. Because when it gets right down to it, that's what most women say they want. They say they want to be married. I want a high value husband. I've had women from high school graduates. What's going on here? I've had women from high school graduates to, damn near rocket scientists wanting to be married to high value men. And when given a choice, they would gladly give it up. Just like that, if they could get that man. We accept that. The current resident says the real shortages of high value women. I don't want to take it there because you're going to convolute the topic. Follow me. High value men want wives. They'll take a high value woman, but sadly, many of you women are going to find out you don't fall into the high value category. Just like there's a notion between being an alpha male or a high value male. Are they synonymous? Are they the same? No, but they are synonymous. But being a high value woman is supposed to be synonymous. Well, at one time was synonymous with good women. See how it can get confusing? Ladies, are you a wife? Let's just get right down to it. Right now, if Mr. Boaz, Mr. High Value, Mr. 10%, Mr. 5%, Mr. 3% walks into your local Starbucks, Whole Foods, gym, church, whatever. He sees you across the room. He steps to you. He approaches you. Are you a wife? Because when I talk about it really shouldn't take that long to get married and all this other stuff, 6 months or less, men tend to give pushback. Women are like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But see, that presumes that you're already a wife. If you're a wife already, raise your hand. How many ladies in the chat room believe they're already a wife? Are you a wife? Raise your hand. Let's get the likes up, people. Let's get them up. And guys, share the broadcast out. Do me a favor. Hit the little share link because some people did not get the notifications. Let me do this. Did you guys all get the notification? Some people are saying they didn't get notified. Some people are saying they did not get the notification. So what I need you guys to do is remember, just because you watch the channel, you need to make sure you are subscribed, and then go to the bell icon up there in the right by the subscribe button, and hit all. You need to turn the notifications to all. We are live. Because if you don't turn your notifications to all, YouTube only sends out a portion of the notifications. So if you want to be notified every time we go live, it is up to you to let YouTube know that's what you want. So yes, we're going to open the call lines because I have to ask again. Get them up. Like, we only have black women have been hoisted by their own petard to raise the same black men they end up hating. Shout out to Malevolent Elephant. But here's the thing, 2,000 people in here, we're going to need at least 5 more people to drop something in the super chat. Just because Theo came through, he didn't pay your way. Hit the like button, and today was payday, people. Come on in. All right. So let's take a brother like Theo. Let's take a brother like Ike. Let's take, Marcus. Well, let's take my Henrys. Bradley, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique. The high earners not rich yet. Whether he's a white collar Henry, or whether he's a blue Henry, a blue collar Henry, he's a business owner, or even if he's a hit squad, a Henry in training. Bottom line is, men come in all shapes and sizes, packages, blue collar, white collar, younger, older. And what I can honestly tell you is I have seen more high value men and men on their way to being high value than I see wives. Before you get upset, let me explain. I see beautiful women in Atlanta every day. Every day I see beautiful women in Atlanta. I see beautiful women in Atlanta every day. I see beautiful black women in Atlanta every day. I see fit, beautiful black women in Atlanta every day. And I look down at their left finger, and you know what I see? That's what I see. Tumbleweeds, barren plains, nothing. How can you be a fit, beautiful woman in Atlanta and be unmarried? Well, Kevin, because it's 17-1 down there, and they have such a high LGBTQ population. Still does not offset the fact that nearly 80+%, well, let me back that up. 70 to 80% of the women that I consider to be 8s, 9s, or higher No wedding ring. What about women who are 6 or just was 6? Same thing. 4 through 9. And here's the sad part. When I look at other groups of people, when I look at Hispanics, that number doubles easily. Look at Asians, doubles easily. Middle Eastern, doubles, triples. Caucasian, doubles easily. And I make no bones about it. Then here in Atlanta, we have Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, Georgia Tech, Emory. This is a black mecca. I should see more black married couples here than any place in the United States. Why don't I see that? Why do I know men who are here who are pilots, attorneys, physicians, in politics? You know, I'm not going to go straight to the athletes and entertainers because I will tell you in my book, athletes and entertainers do not automatically become high value. No. Just don't. More on that again. So people keep asking, or rap? No. It takes more than just money. Now, the question is the question is for you ladies is, if you were to meet the man of your dreams, are you ready to be a wife? I'm sorry. Are you already a wife? Like that woman I had the other day. I'm going to drop the video. 30 years old, 2 kids, talking about she wants to be be a wife. I said, you weren't raised to be a wife. No, but I can't give up on that dream. And it is a dream. If you were not raised to be a wife, ladies, you cannot just snap your fingers and become a wife when you run across the guy that you would like to marry. You have to already be a wife. So is the real shortage a lack of men? Or is it a shortage of women? Reframed, do we have a shortage of husbands or do we have a shortage of wives? I say we have a shortage of wives, but I'm willing to hear ladies persuade me differently. Are you ready to be a wife? Are you ready to love, honor, and obey? Because you want him to protect, provide. He wants him to die for you. The least you could do is obey him. Are you ready for a man who can put you in a place where you don't have to work 40 hours a week? Are you ready to do the things that come along? I mean, are you even ready to get rid of your social media, your Instagram, your friends, your dog? Are you ready for that right now? Because many of you ladies want to be married because you want the title of wife. But do you want the job of wife? The title of wife, the title of mother, you want the title, you want the kids, you want the lifestyle, but do you want the man? Do you want to be Mrs. Henry? Because Mrs. Henry has to put Henry first. It's about no more you. Stop speaking about what you want. It's about a partnership. It's about getting on his page and moving forward. Well, for every woman that says they are, let's talk about it. Because I think, honestly, that many of you have a desire to be wives. You want to be married, you want children, but you really still want boyfriends. I know too many professional, attractive women who want to be mothers. Yeah, you still want to move like a boyfriend and girlfriend. And that won't work. That will not work. You cannot be a wife and move like a girlfriend. Where'd this all come from? Because there's a huge difference between expectations and investment. You ladies, modern women, you have an incredible amount of expectations up from men up front. Yet you're not willing to give any investment until after you've secured his commitment and you feel comfortable that he's not going to go anywhere. So in other words, he need 6 months, a year into it, you may finally decide to start spending money on your boyfriend. Why is this an issue? Because you ladies need to understand something. You want men to remain traditional and in the traditional man's role, but yet you want to be modern women benefiting from the traditional man's role. That doesn't work. So I've asked you in different ways, what are you prepared to give up? What are you prepared to invest? What are you prepared to do for that special person? What about the love language? And I'm really starting to see, and a lot of you ladies are starting to show, that many of you are too selfish to even be in a relationship, let alone become a wife. So I submit that it's really not a problem. It's not a lack of high value men. I think we have a lack of wives. Not women, wives. But I'm willing to be proven wrong. And you know how you're going to have to prove me wrong? Wives know that they have to invest into their house. Wives know that they have to invest into they gotta nurture their relationship. I spent 2 days ago arguing with women about a dog. I spent 2 days ago arguing with women about a dog. I'm like, well, wait a minute. You don't even want to give up a dog? That was the same women who couldn't understand how having children from another man was going to impact her. I'm like, well, am I missing the point here? Theo, what's going on? Let's see what's going on. A lot of women have a what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine attitude in relationships. Yes, and see, the thing is, I would not have my homeboy Theo. See, let me tell you something about high value men. High value men gravitate towards one another and we protect each other. I tell you right now, I have a gauntlet. You want to get next to me, you got to go through my gauntlet. I'm a nice person. You're probably surprised you to meet me, but I'm not a fool. I'm around beautiful women every day, and it takes more than beauty. And so many women today have been moving independent for so long. And I will give you this pass. It's not your fault. The society, the country, the world has told you that a man is supposed to pursue you and chase you. You are the prize and you're this and you're that. And the world and girl power, you've been sold a lie. It doesn't work that way. Ma'am, a high value woman is a feminine asset. Are you an asset to me? Are you an asset to Theo? Are you an asset to Ike? Are you an asset to the men in this chat room? Are you an asset to the very men you say you want? And acquire an asset worth acquiring, not chasing, not pursuing, acquiring. A high value woman is an asset worth acquiring. Are you an asset? Meaning, ladies, here's a question for you. If you're ready to be a wife right now, then tell me the men you have dealt with that you have left in a better position than you found them. Yes. If I talk to your exes, I want to hear that you left them better off, because it is not uncommon for men to leave women in a better position. She was in debt. You helped to get out of debt. She didn't have this. We leave you, high value men, quality men, thorough men, leave women better than we found them. Even when a relationship breaks up, you're better you're better for having it, and you're in a better, more often than not, a financial position. Women, you are used to going into relationships, giving nothing, expecting everything. My attitude of what's yours is mine, what's mine is mine. And when you leave the relationship, 80% of the time, you're in a better position and he's broken. That's not a wife. That's a girlfriend. That's a girlfriend, and that's modern Western romance, and that's not working anymore. See, a feminine asset actually improves a man's position. That's why the inspiration in FBI is there. A man is here, but through having a quality woman, he's able to go here. You're actually an asset. You make a net positive to the entire situation. You're not just I want to sit here and have babies and sit in your house and get a Range Rover or a Porsche truck. Not just another mouth to feed, not another bill. Nothing wrong with that. That's supposed to come. But what do you bring? And so many of you were not trained to be wives. You don't even know how to cook. You make some pasta, some fettuccine alfredo, some chicken. And it's like, ladies, high value. And that's why I want to ask, why do you need a high value man? Well, because I want the lifestyle. Why? Because I'm 40 years old and the nanny, I deserve it. What? An average looking 40-year-old nanny, and you want a rich husband? This is delusion, in my opinion. But I'm willing to hear it. I am willing to hear it. 2784. 2784, modern women's contribution. But what I'm asking the ladies is, what's the problem? Is there a shortage of high value men or a shortage of wives? How about this, ladies? Is there a shortage of husbands? Forget high value. Is there a shortage of husbands? And see, husbands and high value, different. Husbands still have to do the stuff high value men are supposed to do too. But a man, even a man who was raised by his mama, is in a better position to be a husband than you are. Let's talk about it. Maybe I'm wrong. But we got to get these likes up. I'm only going to ask one more time. 2,800 people in here. Come on. So when you hear women talk about if you can't pay your bills, if you can't buy you a Birkin, kick them to the curb. What do you women really think men are losing by not wifing you? I mean, due respect, you're not virgins when we meet you. You've already done most things in life that you've saved nothing for marriage. You've bought your home, you've got a car, you have a degree, you've traveled, you've eaten, you've done everything. There's nothing. What are you saving for marriage? See, wives actually save themselves they save something. And honestly, what are most of you women who want high value men, what have you saved for him? And this is what I hear from most women. And I do not mean this in an insult, but I need you to hear what I'm about to say. Most women, when I've asked this question, the thing that they have saved is some sort of bedroom act. Meaning, they've never gone Greek. Look it up in yeah. They've never done the Greek stuff. I'll save that for my husband. So let me get this right. You've done everything else out there. You've had you've had girl, you've had your menage a trois, you've done all this other stuff. You've saved nothing. You again, what is he getting? Well, I haven't done this with anybody. Okay. Ladies, make a case that you are a wife because you have to approach the kind of man you say you want. When he crosses your path, you cannot you cannot schedule this in. When you are you ready to meet him and move forward? Because I will tell you, I see far more high value men than I see wives. Far more high value men than I see as wives. But you know what? We're going to open up the call line because I want to hear from the women. I want to hear from the women here. Ladies, Friday night, you can ask your questions. You can ask your questions. Hey, Siri. Flashing lights.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción, yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero, yeah, yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero, yeah. Money work. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, yeah, de corazón, yeah, yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunático.
Yeah, to the person I just blocked in the chat, you're gonna have to do better than that. It's 2020 and the game has changed. You can't just come in hurling insults at men. Shame, insults, guilt, they need to be right. We all know the sign. Shame, insults, guilt need to be right. And we all know the playbook, you guys. I mean, let's go ahead and repeat the playbook that everybody knows. Who hurt you? Your mama black. Who hurt you? Your mama black. He hates women, and you're gay. Okay, you guys are too predictable. You got to do better. You must do better. You got to do better. It won't work. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. I'm really wondering at what point are some of you ladies going to improve your arguments? You're not. Are you a wife? Bottom line. Hello. Oh, you're not a woman. Okay. Hold on. Hello. Unmute yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Hi. But the question is, it said, ask the ladies to join the panel. That's no, 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 no. That's not proper, my friend. How old are you?
32.
32. No offense, but did you read the link before you jumped on?
Apologies, I should have taken time to view it.
Yeah, and here's
should
the
have
thing. Let me tell you why I'm being such a stickler about it. Because when men get on the panel, I want you to make sure that, first off, you can at least ask, could you join the panel if it says ladies only? But I want to make sure you have something to add and you're not just going to go on. So what would you like to add? But guys, don't just jump on the panel. I'm not going to let you on here just because it's rude. Go ahead.
Okay. What I'd like to add is I think a lot of what you say is absolutely true, not just for girls, but for guys as well. And I think it's true because they have to understand that unless you have standards in life, you will never achieve anything. You will never be anything. And that's what you're saying, that they have to have standards, but if they do, they also have to transform themselves so they can actually meet their standards, because any man who is successful is going to want to be around somebody who is healthy, attractive.
Are you
You
married?
cannot simply no. I have a girlfriend, but I'm not married.
Are you guys getting married?
Am I getting married? Well, my mom asked me that same question, but
I'm asking. I mean, do you want to get married?
I want to get married eventually. Yes, yeah.
What's eventually?
Eventually is, you see, with the
I just
laws.
need no. See, this is why. No, you're a 32-year-old man. Just shoot it straight. Do you want to get married? What's eventually?
I do. Yes, I do.
Then what's eventually?
Eventually is, given the fact that
what's eventually?
Okay, if anything goes wrong, you
what's
have
eventually?
to. Oh! Do you mean the time frame? The time
yes,
frame. Oh,
yes. What's eventually?
Okay. I beg your pardon. I got it now. Okay.
No problem.
Time frame would be about 3 to 5 years.
3 to
maximum.
5 years. 3 to 5 years. How old is your girlfriend? How old is she?
Well, she is 26.
26. Does she want to get married?
Yes.
Have you shared with her that you don't plan on marrying a woman within 3 to 5 years? No, you haven't. So don't get on here and start trying to tell me that you agree with what I'm saying and talking about the shit you just said. When you have a girlfriend that you don't plan on moving down the field 3 to 5 years. That's why I don't let you guys get on here, because you get on here and you talk shit. But when I ask you about your life, you're not even living the thing you're trying to give advice on.
No.
Fuck out of here. Thorough men don't hem haw. Why do that? Look, guys, if you're going to give advice, be fine about it. But you're going to have to be able to stand up to something. What do you think? Even if you're right about what you're saying, guy, you got a girlfriend who's younger than you, and you're toying with her prime years. 3 to 5 years. I hope she heard that. Ladies, join please. Are you ready? And see, what is stuff like that also does? I'm gonna say it. Shit like that gives women ammunition to say these dudes ain't shit. Y'all ain't ready for nothing either. That's why I said if you're gonna call, please be thorough. Because I am going to ask you some questions. Doreen, go ahead. Hey, Herb, hey man, dude, that's not cool. What that? I mean, really, man, that's not okay. All right, more on that later. A lot of you guys I don't get you. Why are you watching somebody else's pockets? I don't get it. Um, go ahead. Whew. Hello, Doreen. Unmute yourself. Hello, Casey. I see you in there too. What's going on, Doreen? Are you ready to be a wife?
I am.
Are you already a wife?
No, I'm not. I'm 24.
24.
Mm-hmm. I live in
What?
Atlanta.
Were you okay? Well, you know what I'm talking about.
I do. I do.
Were
And I
were
wanted
you raised to be a wife?
I was. So my mom was actually a stay-at-home mom,
Okay.
and she worked from home as well. So my father actually worked 2 jobs, and in between his jobs, he would come home and switch when he was switching into his uniform for his second job. My mom would have his lunchbox made and food ready to go, kiss him goodbye, and on his way to go. She was very domesticated and also had really great hosting skills. So I think that's something that she really taught me. And that's a skill that I have also been learning and trying to implement in my relationships as well.
Are you actively seeing someone?
I was, and we broke up.
Your mother and father are married.
Yeah, they have 30 years.
And how long were you and your ex together?
Oh, like less than 6 months.
Hmm.
Yeah.
At what point do you require men to meet your father?
And when I see a future with him,
At what point would your father like to meet these men?
as soon as I start talking about them, he wants to meet them.
Then that's what you should do.
Okay.
I wanted you to say it
Okay.
to get it on the record
Okay.
because he could have saved you 6 months.
Yeah. He could have. He could have.
Ladies, you're grown, you're independent, you're grown, but don't get too grown. Use the fathers that so many of us did not have. See, we have made it to where if adult children seek guidance, that you feel like you're taking a step back. And it's really to fast forward you because you're vetting your men. So basically, what I'm about to say, listen to what I'm about to say, okay?
Okay.
In effect, you don't need a dad until you decide there's a future.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many young women out there running around who wish they had the luxury to have a father. So use him.
Okay.
I mean, why? Okay, so let's ask that side. Why wouldn't you want to involve him early on?
Because I'm just afraid of him kind of judging the guys that I was dating before. I was dating grown boys. Yeah.
Okay, what I need you to do is I need you to lean forward a little bit. Lean in a little bit, little bit.
I'm leaving.
Seriously? I mean, that was like a home run hit. You're afraid of him judging F boys? Sis, why are you dating F boys?
Oh no, grown boys, grown boys. So
Grown
they were
boys,
still
F
living at
boy,
the house
grown
with
boys,
their
F
mom.
boys, they're all the same. You're an attractive woman, and I'm sure you have plenty of suitable quality dude. Oh, I should choke you. Really?
Go ahead.
You got a whole father and a 30-year marriage, but you
Mm-hmm.
told the truth, but you never
I
had to
did.
say it.
Yeah.
I'm attracted to boys. And I know my daddy raised me better than this. And
Yeah.
if he saw all the hundreds of thousands of dollars and the millions of heart points he put into his baby girl being spent
Yeah.
on grown boys, he'd look at me like, I raised you better than that. And I don't want to see that. So
Yeah.
I'm going to sneak off down to Lenox Mall. What the fuck, boy? Oh my God. No, 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 no. Mr. Dad, come get her. Girl, you know better than that, girl. You know that. Come on now. You know better than that, Doreen. Don't do this no more.
I do.
Because seriously though, I'm saying it lightheartedly, but
Yeah.
I'm saying it like a father too. Come on, sis. You're 24. You don't have time to be playing. You know, and I don't want you to answer the question, but I'm going to assume you are sexually active. You know what's down here in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
High STD rates. You don't want to. You know how many women like yourself have been forever ruined because of that venereal disease that starts with an H?
Mm-hmm.
You think you could secure a high value man or a decent dude with that on you? No. This is what you ladies are doing every time you allow. I'm gonna let you go, and I'm about to lecture on
I
this.
do want to add that I am pending on the mix. So if you do have a chance,
Oh, all right. All right. Yeah, okay.
that's my government name.
All right. Cool. All right. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. Oh my God, Letitia, you coming in next? I need to. I need a breath. I need a breath. Oh my. Um.
Good evening, Kevin.
Oh my. Oh.
Okay. Well, I understand the frustration. I truly do.
Because I'm serious. Here, young ladies like I know young ladies like that have gotten caught up and who have Simplex 2 or Simplex 1, and they were pariahs. They're single to this day because of, I mean, because they um hi, what you got going on?
um, this topic is right up my alley for what I do. To answer the question, in my profession, in my professional opinion, there are less wives than there are high value men. There are
Mm-hmm.
even less wives for just good, successful, quality,
Mm-hmm.
high earning men. Um, it is the reason why I had to start doing femininity courses, offering date coaching and femininity courses for the ladies, because they want these quality men, they want these high earning men. However, they're not wholly prepared or ready for them. They believe they are, but they're not. Um, when it comes to my database, I can attract the maximum amount of men that I want to work with at any given time. But when it comes to trying to find them a match, um, on average, it takes me about 3 to 6 months. When as many women are out here, it shouldn't take that long. Some matchmakers, it takes even longer. But because I have to reject so many applications to the database, it's just I reject more women than I reject men. So it just goes to show that there are more quality, high value men out here than there are women who are ready to be
So,
wives.
so how about this? How about this? So, because I don't want it to be an avalanche of harsh truths. Wife school or something practical. Is there a solution like that out there for women who, let's just say today, you're 22, you're 23, you're not, you would be rejected. Is there any way that women can go to school for this?
Yes, unfortunately, with Black women, they laugh at the notion.
Well, let's talk about the solution and let's allow black women to know the information. And then if they want to laugh at it, let them laugh at it. What's the solution?
Yes, there are wife schools out here. There are femininity classes, courses that you can actually take.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Google is I can't Google right off the top. I think there's one program called Jack and Jill. No, that's for young girls.
Right, that's young girls.
Young
But
girls.
but there are wife. But so just Google wife school,
Yes.
and I would think the wife schools and being and femininity, they may be similar, but I think, uh, that's something to think about.
Wife schools will teach you how to really truly be a wife.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much more in-depth program built around home economics.
Yeah.
Femininity just touches on women getting in touch with their feminine side.
Right. And see, the thing is, I'm cool with. Um, I want to leave it there. All right, Letitia, appreciate it. Yeah, and she can always call in because she is a matchmaker. When there are professionals, professionals can speak. All right. So here's the thing, sisters, in particular. We know matchmakers have said this, but you just heard it. If you really, for those of you who are wanting to think about doing something different, wife school, femininity uh, classes, I hope to see more solutions out there because I'm thinking about with the men. I want the men. This is how I actually started talking about relationships because as an image consultant and a life coach, I'm getting these guys thorough in a mug. And then I'm hearing clients coming back 6 months, a year later, like, man, I'm doing better in my career. I'm making more money. I'm this and that, firing on all cylinders. Just like, wow. But then the dating life is like, I have the same caliber of women. It's like, there needs to be something better for those of you who are interested. And Casey, go ahead. I'm good. What you got for me?
I have a couple of questions, or a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. But first, I just want to, you talked about the HSV. I'm assuming you're talking about herpes. Herpes type 1,
Yeah, I
90,
try not to say the word because it
oh,
triggers the
sorry.
algorithm. Yeah.
90% of Americans have it, and you can get it on your genitals. It's better to get it on your genitals, and you will usually only have one outbreak. So it's not
Okay.
true that will ruin your dating outlook. You can get the cold sore on your genitals.
Mm-hmm.
I think was misinformation. But going on from that, I want to say, you talk about how little there are, like how the small number of high value men there are. And I'm wondering, when you're telling women this, are you also factoring in white men, Hispanic men? Are you just assuming that black women only want to date black men that are high value?
Casey, you
Yes.
have a point of view. Okay. And are you a swirler?
I am an advocate for black women dating out. There have been
Okay.
too many white doctors
All right.
that have.
Hold on.
Okay.
Then at least do me the honor of being blunt. That's what you are, and that's fine. But I think you have me pegged in the category of a foe or an adversary, and I'm not. So I don't know where you got your information from or why you feel like you need to come correct me about what I'm saying to black women, but they understand what I'm saying just fine. If you're an advocate for black women dating out, good. But
For the
most
people.
people want to be with their own group. But to answer your question in particular, I don't really make a separation between high value black, white. That's if you listen, Blake Henry, Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique. That covers the entire gamut. A
Okay.
person should become the best version of themselves and pick from the whatever they choose is their preference. But the stark reality is this:
Hmm.
when a black man chooses to become high value, there are far fewer matching black women. Because first off, the fitness characteristic, and if you are an advocate for dating out, I'm quite sure you are familiar with some of the largest content providers on this YouTube platform. And she even said she had to stop. One of them had to say said she had to stop talking about the fitness component to her people when she's an advocate for getting the highest caliber men of any race. Said it right here on this channel. So due respect, I think you're trying to put me in a position that I won't fit.
Okay. I'm not really trying to do that. I just want to make sure that when you're
Well,
speaking to
you're
black women,
yes,
you're
you
making
ma'am,
you're
but you
letting
kind of are.
it's important for black women to know that they have options
No, ma'am,
outside
it's
of black
important.
men.
First off, what is important is this is a man's channel. That's what this is. So I've allowed
Okay.
you to
Also, I just
speak.
want to touch
No,
on
no,
there
no, no, no,
people in
no.
the
You're
comments.
not going to jump over top. No, no, no. That's what you're not going to do. See, this is what tends to happen when I allow people to speak. You think you can say what you want. If you want to advocate for women, advocate for women. This is a man's channel. So if you can comport yourself like everyone else seems to be, fine. If not, I'll bid you a good night, man.
Okay. Also, I just want to say that you speak a lot about black women being overweight and how Gen Z black men are
Okay,
not
I
even
don't.
looking at
Is it
black
true?
women.
Is 80? Okay, ma'am. According to all the data that we have, 80% of black women are overweight. Is that true or false?
This is true. I'm saying that you
Okay,
don't
then
speak
it's not that.
about
Okay, ma'am, stop. Then it's not that I speak about it. It's a statement of fact and observable reality. See, what you're doing is being disingenuous. It's not as though I'm saying something that's not true. And it's a problem.
it
And here's
is.
the problem I have with women like you. You always want there to be balance. Do you go to any of these swirling platforms that demand balance when they're talking about black men? I love to hear you go to any of these dating out platforms and demand for balance.
Okay.
Do
Kevin,
you? Do you?
yes. Yes,
Who?
I
What
do.
channel? What channel? What
But
platform? What platform?
with Shara,
With who?
with
Shira Seven?
Crystalline, with
Shira.
Shira,
You said
with
with
all of
who?
them.
Hold on, hold.
With
Who was the first
Shira,
one you
with
said?
Crystalline,
Stop. Who was the first one you said?
Shira.
Shira who?
Shira 7.
She's a level up. She's not necessarily talking about interracial dating. Her husband's black. That
She
doesn't,
has
ma'am. That's not her platform.
okay.
Next.
Okay, and so
No. I'm
my
asking. I
point
know.
is though that
I asked you the swirling platforms that you
oh,
go
okay,
to.
Crystalline.
Okay, you go to Crystalline's platform, and in her live streams and in her comment section, you advocate for her to speak balance about black men.
Yes, because she talks a lot about how a
Right. I'm
lot
going
are
to go
in
check that.
prison,
I'm going
a
to go
lot
check. I'm going
leave.
to go check. No, what I'm going to do is I do my homework, ma'am, because I've actually listened to Crystalline's platform. I've actually have heard of her long before she actually came over here. And here's the thing, ma'am. I never really hear any advocacy for black men. What I do hear is a lot. You talk about what I say. Are we being serious, ma'am? Because if you're honestly trying to have a conversation talking about what I say versus over there, you shouldn't even be speaking.
Yeah, but you bring up the black woman stat, but she brings up the black male stats. You never bring up the incarceration rates, the
You see how this goes? This is how this goes. I'm going to ask you one question. And depending on how you answer it, we can either have a conversation or we can't.
Okay.
Why are you here?
I'm just trying to get a better understanding of, like, you list the black women stat a lot, but there are a lot
Why
of
are
negative
you
black
here? Why
there
are
I'm getting
stop?
to
No, no, no.
that.
I don't need you to get to that. I need you to answer the question, ma'am. I don't need you
I
to tell
just
me.
want
I
you to
don't. No,
say the
stop, stop,
negative
stop.
black male stats as
No, no,
well.
no, no, no. Why are you here?
I want you to talk about the negative black male stats. There are a million.
No,
Why?
because I don't have to. It's my platform. I'm not going to do what you want me to do. You have a YouTube channel. You go do that.
It's not fair. There's only one negative black woman
I
stats.
don't
Wait,
care what you think is fair. You don't have to be here. This is it's not obviously this is not a see what you're doing is you're coming to a restaurant trying to tell the owner what to put on the menu and you're not buying anything.
okay. You won't even let me list some
I
of the
don't
stats though.
I said you're coming to a restaurant telling the owner what to put on the menu and you're not buying anything. Does that sound sane?
I did give you a super chat.
Ma'am, you're coming into a restaurant asking the owner to put something on the menu, telling them what you want on the menu, and you're not buying anything. Meaning, if you're into IR dating, you're not really over here for black men. You're over here to hear me give. You want me to go ahead and talk about what's been talked about for years. Here's the question for you, Casey. Where are the women? Where are the black women's channels talking about the issues with black women? Because there are plenty of channels talking about issues with black men, and there are plenty of men's channels talking about issues with men and women. Where are the black women's channels talking about issues with black women?
I feel like
I don't care
black
about what you
men
feel.
stats.
I care about what
I don't know any. I
exactly.
don't know any.
Exactly. There you go. So how dare you come over here asking me for balance when you can't even come up with one? In freaking
Chrislyn
sane.
did
In
list white men.
freaking sane. And this is why I let her talk. You're supposedly interracial dating, but you keep coming over to a black man's platform. Where's your fiance?
I am in my early 20s. I
Where's
don't
your
have one.
fiance? Where's your white boyfriend?
Oh, I have one.
Okay, when are you guys getting married?
I
Early 20s
don't know.
meaning what?
I am 22.
22. Why do you have so much angst about black men if you have a white guy? Why aren't you off somewhere being happy on a Friday night with your boyfriend?
Well, I came to your channel because I wanted
No,
to
ma'am. I'm
see
asking.
your
No,
thoughts.
no, no, no. Really, you don't. Because if you did, you would be listening in good faith. Because I'm sorry, nothing that I say is not factually able to be backed up, and it's relatively balanced. I have far more balance than any swirl platform ever. That's a
You
laughable.
haven't
That is a laughable notion. That
you
is
haven't
that
sorry.
that is laughable.
You
I've
haven't
had
listed any negative black male stats and you don't talk about how
excuse me. I have you really? I'll
can you
challenge you.
list them?
I'll challenge you on that. How long have you been watching me, Casey?
I've been watching you for a couple of weeks
A
now.
couple of weeks. How long have I been on YouTube, Casey?
How long have you been on YouTube? I don't
Yes,
know,
Casey.
Captain. I don't know.
So don't tell me. So really, I have 5 years of content, Casey, and you're going to tell me what I have not done in 2 weeks? You sound like a zip doggone fool. There's content on my channel. Look through the catalog. I'll stand on my work. I've been talking about men for 3+ years. But that's not the case. Women like you don't want to have black men, especially like black men like myself, saying anything negative about black women. You cannot take it. Shahrazad Ali talked about this 30+ years ago. You're fine talking about the issues of black men and these dusties and this and that. But when a black man who's a thorough black man, who you can see is on the level of what you're talking about, has the same kind of talks about the facts, it bothers you so much that you leave Swirl Land and your white boyfriend to come over here to tell me what I need to talk about, and you ain't buying nothing from my restaurant. Get up out of here with this bull. Thank you. Come again. Seek therapy. You're too angry to be so young. Hello? Because your mom was a fat biatch. You got something better? God, you got men trying to call up in like daddy issues. You got to do better than that, homeboy. Hello? How are you? What do you got for me? Huh? No, no, I'm not heated. I just don't like disingenuous people.
Okay, okay, Kevin. Well, I haven't been on your channel for a long while, so I'm just learning new stuff. But
Okay.
I wanted to, earlier you mentioned that women should learn the love languages of men. How do you suggest women to do so?
Well, that was many broadcasts ago. Um, and everybody has a different love language.
Okay, so I should
There are
listen to
five
that
different love
also.
languages. There's a book on this, the five love languages. And everybody's love language is different.
Okay.
So if you want to find out the love language of a person, the
Mm-hmm.
best way is communication with that individual. But start out with
Mm,
yourself. Start out with yourself. So there's a book called The Five Love
mm.
Languages. Read it.
What's the name of the order?
The book is called The Five Love Languages. There's several books
Okay.
on it. So thanks, sis.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
So here's what we got. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, yeah, you got to do better than that. Try to troll me, dude. Grown men. Why'd you get divorced? Cause your mama's fat. She- oh, told you, man. When I left her, I left the money on the dresser for you. I'm sorry if she didn't buy you the juicy juices and the Lunchables, Negro. But I left $4.99 for you and your big head sister. Y'all could have split that. Y'all could have had like a 6-pack of Capri Suns and split a Lunchable. What else you expect me to do for you? I ain't your daddy. I was only there for an hour. That's plenty enough money for you and what I gave her. Something else? Seriously though, I do not understand why I have so many swirl people who, well, I want you to come over. I think anybody who can come to my platform realizes that I have not been rude to swirlers or people who date out, but you're not going to come. But the incessant need for some of you sisters to just, well, you need to talk about negatives about black. Go tell that to your sisters. Don't come over to a black man telling me what I need to say and what I don't need to say, especially if you got a boyfriend. I really don't see any happy swirlers. I really don't. Maybe they exist, but let me back up. I don't see happy ones online. I'm willing to be proven wrong, but there's too much anger, existing anger and hostility with some people who are supposed to be happy and going to seek problems and look for problems when I don't know, get it. Hello? Hello? Yeah, what's your first name? What do you got for me?
Margin. A lot of these reasons I've done myself and I've learned through them, but reason number one would be modern people, modern women have not learned consequences, especially in their family, consequences about their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in a home where, all brothers, very dysfunctional parents, where in order to be left alone, you would have to scream the loudest. So I turned from this like sensitive little girl that into this like alpha, basically, overly masculine person, to where when I behave that way, I got this self-validation that like I one up my brothers, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, oh, this is actually how women can be powerful. And
Mm-hmm.
two, I never got that, slap in the face of
Mm-hmm.
being told like you cannot act this way.
Right.
And now, not only, I in theory, the men that I've really loved have been crushes, right? And in theory, with them, I would never act that way. But the two relationships that I did have, I even got violent. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no
I
chill
had
button. There
no
was no
boundaries.
consequence. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And every time that I did that, my partner would actually make excuses for me as well and say, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that was not you, that was your family, da da da." But I knew what I was doing.
You
And I
dropping
knew
truth
that I could
tonight.
just let myself
That's
I could let myself just take all my aggression out on that person because they were letting me off on the excuse that, "Oh, you're a woman and you've been hurt and oh, just get it out."
mm-hmm. Well,
Like,
and I'm glad to hear a woman say that, because when we talk about, why relationships break up, and when women say abuse, and I mentioned that I just don't see the amount of abuse women are talking about, but I see it the other way.
mm,
It is far more common for women to be abusive to men because, like you said, our societies do not hold women accountable or have consequences for their actions. Women can slap men, and it's supposed to be our fault. You can
mm,
attack men. There are videos right here on YouTube where a they were doing research. A man's yelling at a woman on a park bench, and all these people come to help her over and
mm,
over again. But then they flip it, and no one comes to help him. She even starts attacking him, and no one helps him.
mm,
And sadly, and men see this, and it's not. And I honestly think that men, a lot of guys, are fighting their natural urge to want to be uh, with women, married to women, coupled with women, because it's become such an untenable position, and a lot of it has to do with what you're saying. No consequences. I'll give you the last word.
and because I had no boundaries in my family life, I felt like actually I kind of forgot what I was going to say there, but let me just put my second point. I think my second point is that modern men, especially high value men,
Mm-hmm.
are seeing how modern women are. They do not want to raise children with these women
Mm-hmm.
because women, we tend to forget that men also have expectations of their children. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
men have more expectations of their children than women do. And men do not want to mate with women who will raise children that will embarrass them. And us as women, like I've been really working on this for a long time and just getting to that place where um I'm understanding that my femininity or that need to be feminine is actually exactly what men want instead of kind of falling into this like if you're masculine, if you're cool, if you're the cool chick, if you're this,
Mm-hmm.
if you're that, that's what will make you want, if you're needy and if you're feminine, then you're not wanted. So women, we have to come into this understanding of try like redefining what's cool and what's an
Yep.
attractive woman and what an attractive woman is, especially to successful men, is someone that can raise their children appropriately, that is emotionally balanced, and that isn't needing like this chaotic passion to
Mm-hmm.
be in a relationship. But thank
I'm
you
gonna have
so
to do an
much.
entire. Thank you. I'm gonna have to do an entire show on that. That was good.
Thank
Uh,
you. I'm the girl that called in about conservative
there you
women
go.
the
There
other
you go.
night.
Appreciate
have a
it.
have a great
See,
night. Thank you.
there was a show. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a show on that. There was a. I watched a video talking about women and femininity, and the net of it is a woman saw a guy that she was attracted to, but instead of flirting with him, she went up and hit him. What's up, big head? And she thought that that was, what you're supposed to do. Femininity is not a weakness; it's your superpower, ladies. But um, there's something to be said that generation millennials and Gen Z, they weren't raised like Gen X. I don't think you ladies gonna be getting away with hitting and talking to guys. You you're starting to see a sea change. Go ahead, Maya. Did you call in the other day? Okay.
And because of a lot of the corruption that had happened in society, a lot of the models have been pushed in
Girl,
the
you did
media and
call in the other
things.
day. Yeah, you did. You called in. You were in the
I do want to say
you were in the
that
car the other day, right?
no,
Okay,
I do want to say that women are being broken down. We've been conditioned through abuse and through trauma to be more masculine and to behave more like men because it is seen as to be aggressive, to be more tougher. I can use my mother for an example. When my mother first met my father, she was very feminine. She carried herself in dresses and makeup. She wore her hair like really long. She was very soft spoken. My father was a man who was conditioned with abuse. He was raised with racism and abuse as a black man. When he got with my mother, slowly after marrying her, her personality started changing because he had the negative circumstances and it started becoming a liability on her life.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, her personality changed, the way she dressed changed, the way she carried herself changed, her tone of voice changed, everything about her changed. And I do want to say, like, how men approach women, it does play an impact and a role on how women carry themselves. If you tolerate certain behaviors or if you act certain behaviors with women, women tend to resemble whatever it is that
Oh,
you do as men.
caller, how old are you?
I'm 27.
All right. Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have two,
Brothers or sisters?
brother and sister.
And are you married or planning to get married?
Planning on getting married.
Okay. All right. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Um, your audio's not connected. Sounds the same to me because he said it wasn't. So here's the thing, though, ladies. I gotta ask you, ladies, something. This is gonna be a sensitive subject, and it is something that you can do about it. Ladies, what I need you to do is take your mobile device and record yourself speaking. How you sound plays a major role in how people respond to you. In particular, seems like it seems like more sisters are starting to get deeper voices. I did not hear voices like this when I was a child or a preteen, a teen. And this is back in the 70s when people were smoking. Um, there are exercises that you can do to raise the pitch of your voice. Ladies, you have to sound like a woman. I'm going to just be honest. It's going to be difficult to really land or secure a man when your voice is deeper than his. And I'm hearing some women whose voices are becoming so gruff that, and then when you look at a woman who doesn't look that way. So here's the thing. I will say this: somebody's like, "You guys only like a caller when Kevin likes." Look, people are entitled to their own opinions, you know. And I will say this about IR. Let me make it abundantly clear. Swirlers, IR dating. I don't care what you do. Black men, hear me now. Improve and increase, become the best version of yourself, and pick the best caliber of woman. Pick from the best caliber of women around you. If you want a black woman, pick the highest caliber black woman. If you are just going to pick the highest caliber woman, period, and she happens to be non-black, pick her, whatever. But the thing is, you should have options. You should have options. You should have choices. Try again. You should have options. You should have choices. And the thing is this: I want you to be able to be happy. That's it. That's it. I don't have any problems with swirlers. I gotta be clear. I don't have any problems with swirlers. None. Zero. Never have. Never have. I've dated uh, all the colors of the rainbow. I prefer black women, but I will tell you that my next ex-wife, she's going to be the highest caliber woman that I can get. Preferences for black, but better believe I am going to get what I want. And for me, I want a woman that is cooperative, enthusiastic. I'll describe her later on. And here's the thing: whatever you want, ladies. But I have a real problem with some of you swirlers that keep coming over here because you listen to other people tell you what I am. And then you come over here and you listen to a little bit of some content, a week, 2 weeks, and tell me and assume that I don't have a catalog of over 1,000 videos. You sounded crazy, Casey, telling me that I don't talk about black men when I spent 3 years doing this. But it makes sense. Are we ready to go, Rose? Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi, Kevin.
You called in the other day.
Yes, I did. Hi.
How are you? Where are you calling from?
Georgia, Atlanta.
Okay. What do you got for me?
Okay. So, I agree with you that I think it's most women who aren't being raised correctly, and I don't think it's so much of a lack of men. I know for me personally, like you said like you told me, like you asked me the other night, you said, "Who's teaching you how to be a wife?" And I didn't get to respond, but I'm responding now, and I would say that really a lot of what I'm learning about being a wife is from self-help books, like the book that you mentioned, the five love
Mm-hmm.
languages. I actually have that book. Also, different women on YouTube and pages that I follow on Facebook. That's really where I'm learning my advice from, because even a lot of women in
How old
church,
are you?
26.
And Anthony Perkins, you're right. Yeah, I get on. Yeah, I get on men all the time. Okay, so let's assume you get all the information that's out there, all the best information. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
who you practicing on?
Uh, any No one at the moment, but any guy that
See see. Let me think about what I just asked you.
uh-huh.
Would you want to be the person somebody practiced on?
No.
Then why do you think a guy wants to be practiced on?
Well, how do you
But let's think. But hold on. Just think about what I said. I know what you're gonna say. Well, then how do you not do that? But think about what I'm saying. See, what I'm asking women like yourself to do is start to consider men as human beings. You ladies know everything that you want. You have your list, your expectations. But men, in effect, are just walking wallets and penises. And to the fact that you don't even really know men to where you can say, I'm learning this, I'm learning that, and I'm reading this, I'm reading that. Yeah, but then there's going to have to be a human being on the other side. And in effect, you're going to be practicing on them. And this is the problem this is why when I was talking to the matchmaker, wife school might be good because they could bring people in there to practice on. Because if I were to take you out on a date, I wouldn't want you practicing on me. Because would you want me practicing on you? Ooh, I want to, would you want me practicing on you? Think about when we was kids. Unmute yourself. Let's have a conversation. Unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry.
When you were a kid, so were you the one that's still a virgin?
Yes.
All right. So you the one that haven't even kissed anybody.
No, I have.
All right. So How'd you learn French kiss?
I've done that before, yes.
Hmm. Who'd you practice that with?
Some boy in my neighborhood growing up.
Right. And y'all practiced in your neighborhood, but then when was the first time you actually did it with somebody you wanted to kiss?
Mm, when I was older, like a
Yeah.
teenager.
Do you think he would have wanted to be the one you practice with?
He was practicing too.
Well, see, the point is a lot of these adult skills, a lot of you ladies don't have them, and then you're going to go out here and practicing on people. These are the guys that, okay, back up. It's not
Mhm.
fair. It's not cool. But you're gonna have to figure out. Remember that there are human beings on the other side. Because all the information you're getting is fine, but you got to get out with and deal and talk to guys. That's who you're going. You need to realize that when you go out with them, they're getting somebody who doesn't really know how to be in a relationship, right?
Well, yes.
So it changed.
Well,
It's happening. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that I everything that I learned from books, from watching shows like yours, and from other YouTubers and blogs that I read, I put that stuff in the application whenever I'm talking with the guy. So, like, if we go on a date or something, like, I'll give you. Can I give you an example?
Go ahead. It's Friday night.
Okay. Okay. So the last date I was on, he was a very nice guy, and I had all these things in my mind that that I've learned, and so I've learned that, one thing to start with is when a guy is talking, you be quiet and you listen and you don't interrupt. And so, I was actively listening to him, and I was um aware of how I was being, like, when he was talking, how I'm making sure that I'm actively listening, that I'm looking like I'm interested, not looking
Mm-hmm.
bored, not, just looking like I'm actively listening, right? And not interrupting him, wait until he's completely finished with his thought.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so these are things that I have put into application. Um, and so when you say they wouldn't want to be someone to be practiced on, I feel like, if you're going on a date with someone and you want to make it work, you're gonna put these things into practice, because what you've been doing in the past hasn't been working. So you're gonna try something new.
How old was he?
He was 28.
All right. What I mean by practicing is, um, it's easy to say you're behind in dating. 26 and you still, um, we've already crossed that path. Yes, you're gonna have to practice with somebody, but here's the net of it. Are you trying to save your virginity till you're married?
Yes.
Is this a Christian thing?
Yes.
Then you're gonna need an arranged marriage.
Why? I've never. I don't think so, Kevin.
Okay. Of course, I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm not
Of course, I
saying,
don't know. Of course. See, I said you're gonna need an arranged marriage. You said you don't think so. Okay. So, how long do you think you should be dating someone from day one, before you guys get married?
I would say 6 months to a year, maybe a year and a half. I
Okay.
don't.
So
Okay.
you expect a man to wait a year and a
Um,
half? Listen, you expect me to wait a year and a half to have sex with you?
um, I'm actually talking to a guy right now.
That's a yes or no.
Yes.
All right. And in the time I'm waiting for you, you expect me to have sex with no one.
Yes.
Right. Why would I do that?
Well,
Think about
well, like
listen to what I'm about to say. Don't tell me how great a Wonder Woman you are. I'm an attractive, successful, eligible bachelor, the kind of man you would want to marry. So that means that there are a lot of women who would want to date me, right?
Sure.
Why should I have to wait 18 months to have sex with a virgin? after I bought you?
Well, because I believe a man of honor and character is going to save himself
Right. That's not
for.
right. And tell me how many of those people exist in Atlanta. See, you're in fantasy world. If
Well,
you believe a man, that's not practical. That's why I said you need an arranged marriage because you are on the open dating market. Girl, we're in a hookup culture. Do you not realize that I can go on this thing right here and get laid in under 3 hours? Swipe left, swipe right. I don't think you really understand that you're in an open dating market and you expect a happy, healthy, successful man to meet you, date you, invest a year and a half to get to what have sex with you for the first time on our wedding night and in the process not have anybody. That's unrealistic for the way the dating environment is. How to make that happen is you need to go ahead and get an arranged marriage to the church. But here's the thing: you're not gonna get hellified attraction or love. You want it all. You want a man who's going to be everything you want him to be, plus you want to be attracted to him, plus you want him to wait almost 2 years. That's laughable.
no, Kevin, I didn't say 2 years. I said 6 months to maybe a year and a half, but ideally 6 months to a year, because I'm not one of the people who subscribe to think that two people have to be together before they get married years and years. I
Ladies, how
don't think
many
it
people
takes
in
that long.
ladies, how many people in the chat room think that this makes sense? That a man is going to meet a woman, and he's not a virgin, she is, and he's going to go completely without sex for the duration of dating her. Is going to ask her to be his wife. Going to go through the duration of the engagement, not having sex, to wait until marriage. Ladies in the chat room, ladies, if you think this makes any sense, if you think this is likely, ladies, put a 9 in the chat room. Ladies only. If you think it's likely, put a 9 in the chat room. Let's see what the women have to say.
I mean,
The ladies are saying nope, 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 nope. Have not seen 1 9 yet. Zeros, but no 9s. Nope, 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 no Felicia. Nope, 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 nope.
but Kevin, the guy who I'm talking to right now, he says that he actually wants to wait until marriage, even
Okay.
though he's not a virgin.
Okay.
He says that he asked me my beliefs. He asked me my beliefs. He said, "Do
Okay.
you believe in having sex
Right.
before
And so you
marriage?"
plan on, and how long you been dating this guy?
No, we're not dating. We're just
Exactly.
getting to know each other.
Exactly. So what are you talking about? You're counting somebody who's not even you're dating.
No, I'm saying because you said that it's
Okay, you're right.
unrealistic, but
You're
I'm saying
right.
there
You're
are men
right.
out
You're
there
right.
like that.
Look, guys
There
will
are
say,
men like that who exist.
right, right. I don't believe. Here's the thing. You say he's not a virgin,
No, he's not.
but yet he wants to become a second a reborn virgin. See, you don't see
He's
you see the reason you should be quiet now and listen is because you're so inexperienced in this and such a novice that you don't seem to understand game. Men will say a lot of things, girl, please. What I'm telling you is what's out here. But you can believe what you want to. And the problem is really this. People don't wait until the marriage people don't wait till married to have sex. That's a very old-fashioned notion. I get that that's what you like, but you're in the wrong country in the wrong faith. That's why I said if you want to have this happen, you would be better off finding a man who is a virgin. Because that would be more likely. And the reason you would find somebody who's a virgin is because this is a spiritual belief. That's why I said an arranged marriage.
But it's in the Bible, Kevin.
I don't. All right. And see, again, the black woman pathology: shame, insults, guilt, and here's what we're seeing: the need to be right. So what? It's in the Bible. Do you live
I
your
mean,
life?
can I tell you? Well,
ma'am,
it's
ma'am,
called
Okay.
fornication, Kevin.
I don't care.
Fornication. It's a
So
real
what?
concept in the Bible.
Again, so what? So is your
What do you mean?
So is your rebellious nature and that thing that's behind your teeth. Your tongue.
Yeah, but are you
No, no,
saying
no,
that
no. In the
God
Bible,
changes over time?
see, in the Bible, if we're gonna go to the Bible, you shouldn't even be debating with me, woman. If we're gonna talk about the Bible, you should be taming that thing in your mouth, woman. This is
Kevin,
not
why are
an.
you getting so upset?
I'm not. I'm not upset. I'm just saying, if you want to do the Bible, I'll do the Bible with you. You should not even be debating with me, woman, and that should not
Okay,
be.
but
See.
what about
Stop.
God
Okay.
said no
See.
sex before marriage?
Again,
It's
woman.
called fornication.
Again, woman. If you want to go Bible, you are out of line, woman.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, woman. This is why we are falling right now, because women of your Jezebel spirit is out of line. You're sassy and out of line. This is why Eve went off and did what the hell she wanted to do with the apple when Adam said, "Oh, we ain't supposed to mess with that." Woman, if you want to go Bible, I'll go Bible with you. But I don't think you're going to like the outcome.
I mean, I'm up for the challenge.
Really? What's your role in the world? What's a woman's purpose?
A woman's purpose is to be a helpmeet to her husband.
Right. That's your only purpose. So
Yes.
you're not living according to your purpose because you don't have a husband.
That's
your
correct.
motivating factor in your North Star is to be somebody's wife.
Yes, that's
right.
correct.
And he will find that the wife find the good thing, but you're not a wife.
Yet.
No, you're not a wife because you're disagreeable. It's one of the main things
Kevin,
about being a wife.
Just because I disagree on this one thing doesn't mean that I have a disagreeable spirit.
Yeah, you do have and that makes you disagreeable, which makes you unfit for marriage. Means you're not even living according to God's purpose, woman. See,
That
I told
doesn't
you
mean
weren't
that I
going to
don't
like
know
this
the Bible,
outcome,
though.
and you're still over talking me, woman. When I start speaking, woman, you should be quiet because your place is beneath mine, woman.
Kevin.
Woman.
You're playing
Christian
mind
woman.
games here.
I'm not playing mind games. I know the Bible, woman. So I keep
if
saying,
you knew the
woman.
Bible, you would know what God said about fornication.
I know but I also know what he says about you before we even get to fornication, woman.
Okay, but what do you have to say about fornication?
You are not to lecture or quote. You're not to lecture or talk. You're not even supposed to quote scriptures to me, woman.
Okay, but you're not telling the truth, though.
Woman.
Kevin, you're not telling the truth.
You're not even in the right place, woman.
I mean, whatever you want to say, Kevin, but
no, it's not what I want to say. You want to do the Christian. You want to do the Christian thing. You want to do the Christian thing, woman.
I know we live in a hookup culture, but that doesn't change
matter.
The Bible.
You're the one talking about the Bible and Christianity, woman. But listen to your rebellious spirit, woman.
I'm not being rebellious.
Yes, you are, woman.
No.
Yes, you are, woman.
If I was rebellious,
so a Christian woman is supposed to argue with a Christian man.
You're not a Christian man because you're not telling the truth about the Bible.
I'm not a Christian man. Oh, really? Now you're bearing false.
No, you're not.
Excuse me. Now you're bearing false witness. Are you actually? Now be careful what you're
bearing false witness. Hold on, woman.
Hold on, woman, because now I'm about to get ignorant with you. Are you going to actually tell me I'm not a Christian?
I am saying that if you are a Christian,
all right, ma'am,
I'm going
to bid you good night. This is why so much is wrong with the black church. Women like her really believe they are Christians and really believe this stuff that they're saying. This is why men have fled the church. Right. This is why you will never marry. You're as cute. You're a waste of pretty. Have a good night. There we go. So, I know, right? So many black women try to use Christianity as a club. Well, what the Bible says about fornication, the Bible says the Bible says much more about how you interact with men before you can even get to the point about worrying about fornication. But you know what? Subjective Christianity is such an amazing, amusing thing, and especially coming from the Bible Belt. Women become so manipulative. Now, I'll kiss, but I won't do that. I'll do this, but I won't do that. And she was right. She was right about what? Fornication. Never said she was wrong about that. That's not the point. Do. You could easily have won the argument. Go ahead and call in. If you think you can win the argument, go ahead, call in. Because you're not supposed to be arguing with me anyway. See, I want all the guys to look at the women in the chat room. This is the problem with the modern Christian church. All the women in there saying, he was arguing the wrong points. He's the wrong this. You're not even supposed to be arguing. If you're really going to talk about the Bible, you're not supposed to be. What are you supposed to be doing arguing with a man? Know your place. Know your role. Christian feminists did 2 broadcasts on it, which rounds us back, which brings us all the way back home. Are modern women worth marrying? Is it we have a shortage of husbands, or do we have a shortage of wives? Because before you can even get to the part of worrying about sex, a woman must have you must be a wife. And you can look throughout all the Bible. Better for a man to reside on the corner of the roof than live with a rebellious woman. The Bible cautions men often about dealing with rebellious, spirited women. The Bible is the most RP book one of the most red pill books in history. So understand something. I let that go on, not because it's about Christianity. It's because the rebelliousness and the contentious nature. Ask yourself a question. Why do so many women today feel the need to fight men? Shame is one thing. Insults, another thing. Guilt is another. But that need to be right is a conflict. The need to be right is women saying, I am going to fight you. I'm going to do conflict with you. Why do so many women need to be right? Well, because it's right or wrong. Why do you need to be right? And listen to what I'm saying. Not being right, needing to be right. Your need to be right is why you're so difficult to get along with. You won't let things go. You won't just drop stuff, move on to the next thing. You don't see the bigger picture. You get tied down in the minutia. You want to argue over the definition of is. And I'm going to say this, Black women, you have a special talent. And oftentimes Black women pat yourselves on the back for your ability to argue. You're proud of it. Women in the chat room like, oh, I wish that would have been me. I could have won that argument. You're not supposed to be arguing with the man. That's the whole point. The fact that you even rose your hand and say, he's wrong, I could have won that argument, shows you don't need to call yourself a Christian. Well, you're not a Christian. Ooh. That part is I'm actually going to bring that, I'm going to cut that part out and make it its own video. Because at the end of the day, who is going through life at a disadvantage? Her? Me? I don't have the issues you have, ma'am. I simply said, and remember how all this started. I said, if you want to be a virgin till marriage, yes. For your religious beliefs, your Christian morals, yes. You would do better to get an arranged marriage. You need an arranged marriage. First thing out of her mouth wasn't, really, why? It was, no, that's not right. I don't think that's right. First thing, disagreement. Didn't ask why. Why should I get an arranged marriage? Why would that make more sense? It was, no, you're not right. 26 years old with no experience. 26-year-old virgin who's relying on videos and books. So, again, now I want you guys to try to imagine this. Imagine a Hispanic woman and a Hispanic man, 51-year-old Hispanic man and a 26-year-old Hispanic woman having that same conversation. Imagine a 51-year-old Asian man and a 26-year-old Asian woman having the same conversation. Imagine a 51-year-old man, 51-year-old Middle Eastern man, and 51-year-old Middle Eastern woman having that conversation. I think it'd be hard to imagine that culturally because it wouldn't fly. Now, from a philosophical standpoint, you may be able to imagine some white men and women having that conversation. But that 51-year-old black man, 26-year-old black woman, you could throw a rock down you would never miss trying. You could see that any day. And that in and of itself is the reason, is the major reason so many modern women, especially in our community, aren't wives. You're disagreeable. Agreeableness is a trait that's supposed to be higher in women. But just fight. And even when they're wrong, they're still gonna fight. What I say last night about Jenny Ma and her mother. When can you imagine a sister and a big mama having that conversation for real? Thank you, Doc. Win the argument and lose the man. I've seen ladies debate and win a guy over. It makes them look. That's one of the things I would say. Therapy is so important. Ladies, even if you're right, what's the point? But you get so into the point of, I'm going to dominate. It's a masculine thing. Win the fight, lose the man. So, whether you agree or disagree with my methods, that's fine. Ultimately, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get more people. I'm talking more women now, but for years I talked to guys, trying to get more people just to examine why it is we do what we do. Especially when you say you want somebody else. Being a boyfriend and girlfriend relationships, you can ask any married couple. You never know anybody truly until you live with them. And if you're disagreeable during the boyfriend, girlfriend, the marriage, when you're sharing the same bathroom and the same closet, your tolerance is going to have to increase, ladies, if you want to coexist with men. We are not you. We don't act like you. We don't think like you. We don't move like you. And if you need to be right all the time, or if it's going to be an argument, you're going to lose men because men just aren't going to do it. So, well, there'll be plenty of women that say, well, you're being mean and you're bashing your harshness. I think being by yourself and alone and dying alone is far more harsh. And just holding up a mirror and asking the question to so many of you ladies as to why. Why? Why is it necessary to do what you do? Is there a better way? And this is one thing I will say you can learn. So I say you need to listen to successfully married women. There's a better way to interact with a man if you want to coexist. If you truly want to coexist, you're going to have to learn how to get along. So, what's up, Doc? How you doing? So, what's today? It's past midnight, guys. We've had a good week. Tomorrow, it's Halloween. It's Pirate Victory. Yeah, and I would let me go ahead and just say something about myself. As an only child, you know, um, I had to learn something about myself. Especially this is and this really tends to, I find it tends to be more prevalent with people with uh very intelligent, big brains, so to speak. Um, Learning how to not have to be right and learning how to be all right with being correct, seeing the big picture. The comedian Monique, she used to have a comedy bit talking about stuff black women can learn from white women, and she was talking about how white couples argue, and she's like they'll be knocked down cats and dogs or whatever, arguing all night, but then get up in the morning and she's made his breakfast and coffee. Hey, hun, da 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 da, and kiss him out the door because she know his head got to be right because he got to go run the world, got to go run that business. She said, but let there be a black woman, and we're gonna argue all night. You ain't gonna sleep. We're gonna argue all night. We gonna if you do fall asleep, we're gonna wake up arguing. We're gonna argue you in the bathroom, you're on the toilet, in the shower, over breakfast that you gotta make yourself, coffee make. We're gonna argue you to your car. And when you get in your car, we're gonna call you and argue with you. And on your way to work, we're gonna argue with you. When you're in your office, we're gonna argue with you. And when we're this, and the sad thing is, she was saying that this is a badge of honor for a lot of sisters. I've seen that. Hell, I've lived it, and I've lived the other side too. You gain nothing. Somebody says, I understand her frustration. The culture is messed up. She needs an arranged marriage. That's what I said. She needs an arranged marriage, but the first thing out of her mouth was no. And what do you do with that? All right, so I got to get up out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a great month. Getting into the holiday season. You know, I feel sorry for virgins trying to get married because it's tough. It's tough out there for virgins. It's tough out there for y'all. So, cool people. Hope you guys are having fun on All Hallows Eve. Monday, you want to tune in Monday. Monday, finally, the high value woman. What is a high value woman? What is a high value woman? You'll want to come in on Monday. Get your pen, your paper, get your distractions down, ladies. You will want to listen to this. Okay? You'll want to hear this. Because I think it's important to define some of what makes a woman high value. And I will tell you, there are lots of schools of thought on this. I'm going to give you my particular school of thought. But I've spent months reading, researching, combing through this, combing through that, to put together something, because I know when I put out High Value Woman, this thing is going to get dissected left and right. But I think you'll be surprised. Monday, that's that. All right. Shout out to the caller, Rose. Not trying to hurt you, sis. Just get up on arranged marriage is gonna be best, especially if you want to stay, marry a virgin or be a virgin until marriage. Casey, to the swirler, I'm not your enemy. And to any of you IR dating women, judge me based upon my work. and what I say, not what you hear people say I said. And be honest. Come at this with good faith. Look at what I said, not what somebody told you I said. Go look at the video for yourself. Because what you're going to find out is many people take snippets, clips, or misquote. So you can't ask me or anybody to justify your misunderstanding or what somebody else said. It's not going to work. Cool, people. Like I said, Siri, flashing lights. Until the next time, you know how this is. Siri. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Siri. She needs a proper introduction. Flashing lights. Siri doesn't like to, she don't like it when I talk to her a certain way. She mad. Got to get better with Siri. We're going to do this, though. Oh, tomorrow's going to be a good day. Peace. We are gone.
What's up, Doc? Yes. I cannot say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Knock it off.
Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. No. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all.
Bye.
To the edge of it all. So tell your good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell your good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem. No. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell your good lies. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Yeah.
Don't waste your money.